gonna start now. We're going alive. We're doing a live. No, 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 no. Don't end the stream. Grab the thing. Copy the link. Put it where it needs to go. This is gonna be a really dumb episode. Hello, comrades, and welcome to another episode of Under Construction. I'm your host, Ellis, otherwise known as the Admiral. Today, I had an hour of headache and an hour of technical difficulties. So now we're starting. And I'm just gonna throw this in the Trainz official server with absolutely no preamble. And at some point the route will load and we'll be able to do something. So, hope everyone's having a great Thursday night. I would ask Gloria if they want to present me with the soda, but it's already here. Not sponsored, of course. Our yacht club this week is Grapefruit, which is from the new dozen that I bought yesterday. So, I actually like this one. I think there are only a couple of surprises in the new dozen. Which is, I grabbed one of the ginger beer. And I can't remember if I got another one. Dean, I can stop whenever I want. Also, it's one a week, you know. Dean, you're playing the part of my mom, who was like, you shouldn't be having soda so often. It's like, I have one on Thursday as a treat. Holy God, okay. Everything's loading back in for the first time, and I don't know how much the game is going to chug. I also don't know, like, what I left the settings on, because I had to reset all the settings again. So, you know, it's all messed up. But thankfully, once everything loads into memory, it seems to be fine. I could have maybe even turned the quality up one notch, because the shadows are low or off. They're not. Okay, you know, we do have shadows, so that's something. It's better than nothing. All right, let's swap back to Surveyor Classic so that we are using the right layer. Jump into the route layer, as we should do. And last time what we did was we made, I think it was 24 commuter trains, randomly generated commuter trains. And I'm not sure if I want to continue with that, or if I want to build something. I do feel a little better than I did last week. I don't know, I don't remember why I was... Oh, yeah, last week, I felt, like, genuinely defeated because it took me so long to get it to work. This week, I've only been trying to get it to work for, like, 45 minutes. So that's a big improvement over last week, which was about an hour and a half. The reason we're so late is because I had my first eye doctor's appointment ever. In my whole life. Why is the background of this white now? I know, I can't just ask people why they're white, but, like, what the hell is with that? It's been black forever. Well, whatever. Let's do this. Let's work on one of these little blocks. I can have a little residential area as a treat. I need Coke bottle glasses. No, it's my eyesight, thankfully, is pretty good. It's fine. I don't need to get glasses or anything like that. Which I kind of figured, because I've never really had a problem seeing anything. I just finally got eye coverage, and I was encouraged by someone close to me to make use of that eye coverage. And this is a cool building. It doesn't really fit here. To make use of that eye coverage and, you know, go to the eye doctor, which I did. Well, I'll put this over here. Need to call my old office. I haven't had an exam for 2 years. Well, 2 years is how long they put my next thing for, so I'm sure you're doing fine. How many fingers am I holding up? Oh yeah, Dean, you're supposed to be like in apocalyptic rain, right? How's that going? That's a good question. Um, I've been just barely keeping up with everything. So my work network, no longer allows me to like freely access Discord. I still think the scale on these things is way off. Well, I guess they are 4 stories tall. Um, so I have to. Wait, what was that? I saw something that looked like. If I want to see anything on Discord, I have to refresh the page, and it gives me like a hey, you're accessing something that could have internet security problems. You should be careful about that. And so it just makes it very frustrating to keep up with anything that's going on during the day. I mean, I can use my phone, but then I've got to pull out my phone, uh, and that's less of a cohesive experience. It's probably better. Like I feel like I do probably get more done. So it's not really a problem per se, but it is just kind of unfortunate because now I don't know anything that's going on. Like I know that Jader's getting a new job, and I think Graham's getting a new job, and Dean had to deal with apocalyptic weather, and that some things happened on the DL. Um, but like vaguely, and like some stuff happened at the PN, and there's that whole thing. Uh, but like I am vaguely aware of these things. Also, hey, Train Street. Uh, but not super aware of these things. Uh, okay, so there's 8 buildings. I should pack in like 2 or 3 more on each side, I think. That was a nice roundhouse. What is this building? This is like that looks very good. That looks actually kind of familiar. Um, Alright, let's move this down there and this down there. And this side is pretty close because we've got the row house there and we've got this taking up space. Um, am I making a PN appearance on Saturday? No, I'm actually making a WWNF appearance on Saturday. It is the rules class for the WWNF this weekend, and I haven't been up there in a while, and I missed the last, I think, 2 rules classes. So I need to actually find out where I put my WWF rules booklet so that I can brush up before the test. But I suppose the test will be after the class, so I don't need to, you know, I don't necessarily need to have it all memorized by the time I get there. Either way, it'll be a learning experience. I don't, it's one of those things, it's sort of like the FE exam, which anyone who's in engineering probably knows the FE exam. When I went into the FE exam, I did not expect to pass. I just went in to sort of get a feel for how I did. And there were some things that I struggled with, and I was like, okay, well, next time I'll know better. I will study these things, which I'm terrible at studying. Like I'm so bad at studying. Uh, oh, this is a really nice house. This doesn't deserve to be wedged in here, I'll be honest. This is like like it looks like a piece of Skyfall Lodge. That's what it makes me think of. I'll put it over here. It's small compared to that, but, you know. But anyway, I ended up passing the FE exam. So the story has a happy ending. I somehow managed to pass the FE exam. Um, uh, you're in an interesting situation because yeah, and a lot of people I know took it pretty quickly out of the gate because you know you forget stuff. You know, it's kind of an all-arounder kind of exam. Um, So yeah, the further you are from your graduation, and I didn't know about the updates thing. That's interesting. The further you are from your graduation, uh, ostensibly the harder it gets. Not just because of the updates, but just because you forget stuff. Uh, Hey, it doesn't matter if you study as long as you pass. If you're not studying and not passing, there's a problem. If you're studying and not passing, then maybe you need to change how you're studying. And if you are, you know, not studying and passing, well, then you're probably doing fine. Uh, and if you're not, yeah, I think I covered all the bases there. I mean, if you're studying and passing, then you're doing something right. Um, you just need to know how familiar you are with the material. You know, sometimes you need to study. Sometimes what you get out of classes in a school situation is enough. Um, but you know, certainly nothing wrong with studying. And when it comes to extracurricular stuff like taking the FE exam, you know, it's something you can set aside time for. It's something you should set aside time for. I never took my final exam and haven't gotten my degree, but I'll have to hold off on that if I'm going back to for my paralegal. Yeah. Well, that's. Have you looked into that more? Do you have like a plan, or is that still just something you'd like to do? Um, Paralegal sounds fancy. I understand it's less fancy than it sounds. Um, anyway, I didn't type for my written driver's test either and got a perfect score. Well, see, you could say just like being around cars is studying, maybe. Yeah. Oh shoot, this says the driveway's in the back. Oh, I shouldn't have put this house here. You know what? Let's swap this. Shoot. This one and this one. I agree with your assessment there, Bob. Um, you're supposed to take the PE exam and then. Yeah. I don't think so. You just need to have like 4 or 5 years experience. So, take the PE within X years of passing the FE. It's, as far as I understand, it's kind of the other way around. You need to have a certain number of experience or years of experience after passing the FE exam to be eligible for the PE. Um, and yeah, the FE is good for life. You'd get to do the certification afterward, which is something that I forgot. Um, so yeah, I mean, if you've got time, maybe figure out how to, figure out getting that done. It might be worthwhile. Because if you're not trying to squeeze it in between this and that and the other thing, then you've got more time to study and all that jazz. Let's scoot these guys over. Scoot this over. Does this not have... Oh, the door is on that side. There. Spin this around to here. Maybe we can use this as like a... Sort of like a quasi-driveway. Yeah, like that. We'll put a fence around that. Many states are going away from needing the experience to sit for the PE. In my state, you can sit for the PE as soon as you pass the FE. Oh, good to know. It's interesting. I wonder if they just need more PE people. I know I'm past the requirement here in Rhode Island. Still need experience before they give you the stamp. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. That is not what I would have expected. So it's probably not just because they need more PEs. They just want to give people the opportunity to test your might. I think I'll just put tall grass here and not whatever. Yeah, it's a whole day. It's a whole day affair. The FE exam is it's a chunk of time. Problem was people having to take 6 to 9 months of refresher courses. Ah, yeah, that does make sense. I'm sure I'm in a terrible state when it comes to the PE exam. I have not even really thought about doing it in a while, and I would have to relearn so much stuff. Uh, and I mean, that's just the way it's going to be. And honestly, probably, hello, game. Uh, I'll have to do what I originally planned to do for the FE, which was to go in, flunk it, and then go in again later. I know that there's a cost associated with that, but it's not to refamiliarize myself trial by fire sort of ways. Uh, I feel like I would do better with that than trying to get myself to like sit down and actually study. Let's do that there. Mechanical, civil, electrical, computer. I don't remember. I don't remember. Look up a practice exam, I guess. So you could probably get that. As an ME, I haven't used heat transfer or subsonic flow dynamics in school. As a traffic engineer, I haven't used either of those things either. Funnily enough, um, but yeah, no, seriously, it's a relatively broad spectrum exam. It's not crazy. I don't remember being like super bonkers. The thing I remember, yeah, it's specific to discipline, but it is still a wide net. I remember being hung up on the physics problems, which is a shame because I always sort of enjoyed physics in school, and I always thought I was decent at it. And then I get to like basic physics stuff, and I'm there just like fumbling. Uh, but you know, whatever. Everyone's got their blind spots, and Dunning Kruger, right? I thought I was good at it. Turns out I didn't know what I didn't know. Although I feel like the things I was struggling with are things that I had known. You know, that might be more frustrated than anything. Uh, Civil engineers don't need to understand dynamics. Uh, yeah, I guess I didn't do dynamics. I don't remember doing dynamic stuff. Dynamics was the thing that I struggled with. Maybe not most in college, but I struggled with it a lot. Um, it was differential equations was my worst class, and then dynamics. And I don't really know how else to describe it. I did not understand that class at all until like the last couple weeks when it all clicked, and I went, "Oh my god! Like the reference, the systems, the coordinates. Ah, I get it now." And then I like passed the final, and I haven't thought about it since. Um, it's it was a strange situation. I just walked out of one class like knowing dynamics. Dunning-Kruger, if you're dumb about something and you don't want to risk taking the test or removing all doubt, no. No, no. No, that is, if you know you're dumb, then you're already, like, you've beaten the Dunning-Kruger thing. You're already at, like, the, you know, you're past the confidence peak. Or maybe you're not there yet. Yeah, oh no, dynamics is right. Yeah, this man works with dynamics. I don't. I'm so glad I don't do dynamics. And you're right. If the bridge is moving, it's a bigger issue. Unless it's a movable bridge. Yeah, no, I never went like beyond diffie-q. I didn't do like the multivariable calculus and stuff. Um, and modeling and control dynamic systems. Yeah, I didn't do that one. Um, control theory. Um, yeah, yeah, civil. Yeah, force equals 0. Yeah, no, that's just the way it should be. What's your point? Uh, 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 what is it? What is the sum? Is that sigma? What the sigma? Yeah, that is sigma. Um, yeah, I have no idea what control theory is. It sounds like hell. Um, and yeah, like sigma equals 0, or sigma, sigma f equals 0. No, you know. Uh, Train Street. One of the funniest things I've ever experienced at the Model Railroad Club is when I rattled off during the open house when we were downstairs. It was you, me, and Ben, and I rattled off all of the like the brain rot words like skibbity got riz Ohio blah blah blah, and you two looked at me like you're not supposed to know that, and I sort of internally went I'm old. Uh, yeah, listen, if multivariable calculus is easy to you, yeah, no, go and get the big bucks doing mechanical engineering. Like I don't want to hear it. For the rest of us, it sucks. Um, what kinetic formulas do you need to make the machine balance the ball on the stick without it falling? Yes, we said calculus. This is like the mechanical engineering hour. This is not what I wanted. Uh, I'm trying to build a neighborhood. I don't want building to fall down. Uh, I need to find some more kinds of fences. Hi, baby. What's your opinion on multivariable calculus?
I don't know.
Love you.
Take calculus. I'm not smart enough for that.
It just took calculus. Says you need to calculate the load stresses on the trusses for these houses. Well, so okay, all right. Stop though, because that I like doing. I like doing truss calcs. Truss calcs were fun to me. There's no like, you know, if you're keeping it relatively simple, you don't really have to do calculus for that. You just do a lot of trig. I like doing a lot of trig. Trig was my jam. Are you okay? He's coughing over there. Struggling with trying to land it. Well, Mew, maybe that's why you like serious talk, right? And I know you did not come here to ask for advice, but serious talk. Maybe if you can go and pass the FE exam, if you can put that on your resume, it might look better. Nothing yet. What's the matter? Yeah, nerd. If you assume the ball is a ball bearing and the stick is a shaft, then you'll need to calculate the intrinsic critical speed of the shaft. Oh my god, words. Tyler, stop. Is this my revenge? Is this your revenge for gestures broadly at trading cards? Okay, I do want to have like a messy thing in the back here. Speaking of trading cards. We're out of batch 3. We are out. We don't have any more. The only cards in my house that are batch 3 are in my binder, which is buried under there, and Gloria's envelope, which is right there. That's it. There are no more batch 3 cards in this house. So, hi pup. Hey, come here. It's okay. Where are you going? So, yippee! But by the same token, it means we really gotta start working on other things. So, here's your primer to everyone. Put in your brain, what subject you want for a batch of cards, and there will be a poll where we will vote on what the next batch of cards is about. Like, the next one that we, on the back end, have to work on is the Marx Madness cards. I think I pretty much have figured out what the substitutes are going to be for the engines that we cannot make cards of. The William Penn, the other one, whose name escapes me. The William Penn and the whatever the hell. What was the other one that made it in? Oh, Morningside. Morningside. We're not doing hand cars. Ruben Wells is fine. Ruben Wells, we actually had a full stat sheet to begin with. Now, if we were talking Ruben Wells, but while it was an 080, while it was a Mud Digger instead of an Erica, an 010, then then it might be a little more problematic. But in the as-built condition slash the condition that it is in the museum, um, it's fine. Like it's gonna be fine. We can work with that. Ruben Wells. Yeah, the work was already done for us there, which I'm very thankful for, because it's one of those ancient engines that if you don't have the information, you're not getting the information. Um, that's how it was with uh, number J. That's how it was with like George. George was a real pain in the neck. We don't. We even found information for George. By we, I mean Tyler, because he's the goat. Um, like we even found information for George, and it still was like nothing. It was next to nothing. We got like 5 stats out of it, maybe. So there's that line of MOW equipment. I suffer so that others may meme. Um, so but not too much memeing, because we're not doing anything too crazy. We're not doing, uh, you know, we're not doing the park bench. And I know, like, it's my own fault for bringing that up again right now, but I, for those that have watched all the way through to the end of through to the end of Mark's Madness, you probably heard me say, hey, sound off in the comments for stuff that got eliminated in the first round that you'd like to see fill in the gaps. And, of course, every other comment is the park bench. We want the park bench. Give me the park bench. The park bench got robbed. And I went through, I sat down and I went through half a dozen comments of, we give us the park bench, and responded no. So that's how I feel. No, 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 no. Um, but right now, and I can detail this for the folks that are here. For the folks that are here, I might as well give them something. Um, Everyone that's stuck around and had the hour and a half, hour and 45 minute wait before we actually started the thing. Um, I can put down sort of very briefly where we are in the planning process and what things look like in terms of rarity. So, buckle up. I'll talk about it. While we're on the subject of trading cards. So, the helper card is probably going to be... So, someone submitted a Virginian EL2B, which is a humongous double unit, like... It sort of reminds me of a low poly shark nose sort of design, but it's not. Hold on. It's not. It's just like a rounded nose. It's a goofy engine. But they're eerie builds, I guess. They're humongous. Somebody submitted those because they weren't paying attention, and you were only supposed to submit steam engines, but we got 2 electric engines. We got like a TGV and this. I like this one better, so I think it's going to go in as helper. Standard cards are going to be the Great Western single, which is the one that got knocked out. Or sorry, the Great Northern single, which got knocked out in the first round, and Great Western 7808, which is the Manor class. It's Cookham Manor, I believe. So that means both of the standard cards are going to be British. Not really what I was aiming for, but that's what we got. Um, then Class 3 cards, Reuben Wells, Black Fox, the Union Pacific Volclane, Susquehanna 142, and one of the other ones that I grabbed from the comments because people were interested in seeing it, the Royal Hudson, which is going to be a really good Class 3 card. Like a really good Class 3 card. Class 2 cards, CB&Q 3007, the S4, the Hudson. Black Fox is a cool locomotive. NW 605, so we got an NWJ in Class 2. It's slightly worse than 611 because it's got the 275-pound boiler pressure and not the 300. It's also unstreamlined, so you're losing a couple style points there, but well, you're losing a bunch because it doesn't have the storied excursion career that 611 has. Point is, it's a good locomotive. It's just not as good as 611. 1225. Midland Terminal number 64. If we can get the numbers on the weights. If we can find out how much of the weight was on the drivers, we can solve that stat sheet. We can finish it. If Midland Terminal 64 is... If we can't finish that stat sheet within a reasonable doubt, I'm probably going to sub in the Grand Canyon Mikado. 4960. Because people do want that. Other things people asked for that I will not be putting in, the AC-12, because we already have an AC-9, and the B&M Burke, because it lost in the first round, and we already have a B&M Burke card. Pat, shut up. Also, hi, good to see you. Class 1 cards, the Virginian Giant thing, the AE, the 210-10-2, number 802. The Great Western Hall, because I figured a small locomotive dessert would be up here somewhere, and it's Olton Hall, people are going to want it. Also, it's red and the card is red. The B&M Burke, the uncircumcised. It's a hoodie. It's a hoodie. It's just, we'll leave it at that. The AC-9 is a Class 1 card. Why? Because the legendary cards go to UP 9000, spoilers, the winner of the whole thing, and Montezuma. Because it's Montezuma. Because if I didn't put Montezuma up there, it was either going to be 9000 and 3811 as the two legendaries, or 9000 and like Virginian 802 or one of the other really good engines. No, I had to put something dumb and weird and tiny up at the top, and it wasn't not going to be Montezuma. So that's what that's going to be. These packs are probably going to be a little bit more expensive than the regular ones, and they're going to be sold on the Heist store. Exact logistics of that we have yet to discuss, or we have yet to figure out, but should have got the modified Hall since those are better. Well, you can take that one up with Leighton because he's the one that picked Olton Hall. Yeah, it's almost definitely going to be sold on the Heist store unless when we come back to this discussion, minds have changed. But yeah, the Marks Madness cards, they're probably going to be in there on the Heist store, which means that we need to replenish our own store, which means that we have to, we have to go through and decide on the next batch of trading cards that are going to be on our website, theironhorseman.com, for those who don't know. This is the same generic fence that I've been using. I need like a cruddy fence. I need a cruddy fence you can't see through. Or mostly can't see through. So, are they all... I'm pretty sure they're all going to be on the Heist store, so I will not be able to sell them in person. So you're going to have to order those in. I apologize. Oh, is it? Oh, this is the one that sticks up above the ground. And I'm not... Won't get fooled again. Unless we decide to do 50 and 50. But I would assume for right now, you're going to find all those on the Heist store. I'm placing a big order from the Heist store, yeah. And because, yeah, like I said, there's a middleman, they're probably going to be more expensive. So, it is what it is. What was the technical issue? The game was insisting that the route had faulty dependencies, and it did not. I'm really not sure why it was insisting that, but it was. Um, I'm also planning on. Oh, this is a weird shape. Oh, you know what? Let's put something back here. We should put maybe a little water tower back here. Maybe not. Maybe not. What could we put back here? Like some sort of power shed thing. Um, Pot plant. Maybe I could put someone's grow house back here. Um, okay, hold on. Let's grab this tank. PN Cab addresses spreadsheet in the chat if you want to take a look after the stream. I'm not sure I'm going to have the energy to do that, but I really appreciate you starting to make headway on it. And yeah, we'll talk that at the meeting, and then you should be able to continue because you can become a part of rolling stock and operating, and just go from there. Oh, I'm gonna double fence this. I think. Hold on. Where's not this. Uh, well, what we're gonna do, and if you guys remember, for those of you that were around for when we voted on batch 4, it's gonna be the same procedure. I'm gonna put out a poll, and it's gonna be nominate and vote for suggestions for batch 4 or batch. I guess it would be batch 6. I'm not sure if I'm gonna label the heist ones differently. Um, but tentatively we're gonna call it batch 6. Um, I might put the highest ones in a different naming scheme, like HO1 instead of 00. You know, it's H and then 2 digits, um, just to not confuse. But what did I come over here for? This fence, this privacy fence. My neck's killing me. Is Nothing still trapped in here? Yeah, he is. Hi, pup. Um, I thought this was going to be quick, like in and out, in a 20-minute adventure, and here we are. We're still working on this block because I decided to put a propane tank in. No, sorry. I'm going to put out a poll that says nominate and vote for, themes is the word I'm looking for. Themes for the next batch of trading cards, and whatever gets the most votes will make it to the theme, unless we determine that it's completely ridiculous, like if all park benches wins or something. Please don't. Like, please don't meme the poll. We're trying to get a feel for how many, for how many people would actually buy such a thing. You know, that's important. That we need to figure out. That's why we're doing it as a poll. It's not because it's. I mean, I'm a man who likes the democratic process. I like it when people vote on stuff. It gives people a stake in things. However, it is far more important to me that the outcome of this is that we end up making the cards that the most people are going to buy. So that's why. There's been a lot of background discussion about, oh, we should do this, we should do that. There's been a lot of discussion in particular about Railway 200, because that's sort of a big deal this year, and it would be cool to do that as a theme. But at the same time, if it's only us in the if it's only us, like handful that talk about this behind the scenes, that would actually buy such a thing, then what is the point? We should not make that. Commuter locomotives would be an honestly great one. I would love to do commuter locomotives. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd love to do Railway 200 too. But commuter locomotives. Oh, we could do. Oh, you know what we could do as a commuter locomotive? We could do like a GS8 or 7. Uh, um, doing one of the late GSs, because we had a 4488 card, but those are lost to time. They were a special order to somebody who's not in the server anymore. Here's what I would end up putting into a commuter batch, because commuter locomotives are they're a pretty narrow band in terms of size. Um, Commuter engines, like strictly commuter engines, inspection engines, maybe some yard goats, and that's kind of it. It would be a lot of doots, but I would try to find some of the larger end of the spectrum engines that did commuter service. The double ender is up there, but it's not really that big. The stuff that ran commuters out by San Francisco, like the late GS series engines, those I think might be a good pick. Um, so we got options. A commuter rail pack is, or not commuter rail, but commuter locomotive pack is probably a good one. I would love a good excuse to make a G5. A G5, I would eat up a G5 card. 38, 35 or 39, one of the two that are being restored. Um, that would be fun. Um, we got to put a big tree here. Um, I mean, I too would go insane for a Long Island Railroad G5 card. I love those things. And I mean, so here's the thing, right? 1013 is an F40, right? Um, uh, might want to wait until one of the G5s is operational. Yeah, so when I'm 6 feet under, uh, so I might hesitate on doing 1013 because if we're gonna do an F40, I want it to be a Phase 3 one. If we're gonna do F40, I want to do uh, a an Amtrak Phase 3 F40PH because that is the one to me. Uh, yeah, Long Island Railroad G5. Yeah, it's some. I think it's. Is it the largest 10 wheeler? It's, if not, it's one of the largest. Do the ones that were on the Hattie B. Hattie B. Oh, okay, I got it. Yeah. Also known as the Puddle Jumper or Sardine Express. Cute. That not Phase 3 though. That's the problem. Um, Boogie my Wooten 4 Listen, I'm not saying that we wouldn't do that. We need more engines with Wootens. We have a special order in the works that has a Wooten, so that's fun. Um, okay, so I did my one little block of residential. Now what? Like the treat is getting done with that. I said I could do it as a treat, but the treat is not doing it anymore. Um, Daniel Nason card. I mean, the thing with Daniel Nason is it's still there. We can measure it. Uh, oh shoot, could I put a car dealership here? Or like a strip mall or something, like in this little block? Honestly, I think this might be a good space for a strip mall. That's chaotic of me to say, but um, we do need to bring Daniel Nason back to Rhode Island. I completely agree. Bring him home. Where's my meme? I have a meme for this. Uh, okay, we can have this build. Oh shoot! Now we have two of them. This is getting out of hand. Um, oh wait, it's not randomly rotating them, is it? Ah, fudge! I turned that setting off by mistake, or rather, I didn't turn it back on. Settings. General settings. interface settings? Randomly rotate new objects. There it is. There we go. Okay, and I do kind of want to line this up with this. It's a 2248 or 5000 card. I remember 5000. Oh wait, no, those are. I was thinking of 50,000. Those are locomotives that you have, aren't they? Uh, I want to do 2248, but before it was bastardized by the Santa Fe. Uh, uh, Mew, just Google Hattie B train. It'll come up. Uh, it's a great little story. If Daniel Leeson were to come back to Rhode Island, where to go? Yeah, it should go Newport and Narragansett Bay. That's where I think it should go. I can't really think of anywhere else you would run that unless you wanted to. Streamliner set would be fun. Unless you wanted to, like, buy the Mashastic branch off of the Providence and Worcester, which is pretty short. So, no, had he be a 40? Yeah, no, that's, yeah. Hold on, do I have another strip mall? Daniel Layson outside the PN, yeah. I thought I just saw like a bigger piece. No, I didn't. What the heck was that? Triumph police car? No, it's not a police car. I saw this and I thought it was a... Put it on the roof. The stakes have been raised. That's true. Hold on. Actually, I want long shot. Manage content. Download station. Nibbles. Download station. No, damn, nothing. I'm gonna look up Big Blue Bug. Nope. Damn. Nibbles wood away. My man. I mean, seriously though, Big Blue Bug Solutions is so expensive. Like, I cannot recommend them. However, I love Nibbles. Newport and Narragansett Bay is best suited with a new build early New Haven 40. Yes, but consider Daniel. Close enough to throw it into the harbor. I saw somebody rocking one of the Gatsby plates, which the burning of the Gatsby is one of the earliest acts of rebellion for the American Revolution, and it was a tax ship that was moored over here in Narragansett Bay, and it's something that Rhode Islanders love to talk about. And we got a license plate with the burning Gatsby on it, which is pretty metal. We also have Gatsby Day, which, you know, is exactly what it sounds like. And a whole parade and everything. Let's do that. I'm pretty sure I'm going to just pave this. Hold on, can I have a... Hold on. Subway... This is the... I only have a combination Subway and Dunkin' Donuts? I don't have just a Dunkin' Donuts on its own? What? I need a Dunkin' Donuts. Download station. Okay, hold on. Let me save, because when I download things break. I'm not looking for the combination pizza and Taco Bell. Fall into Achilles' desire. Does Achilles desire Duncan? Because, I mean, yeah, he's kind of a New Englander at heart. I like him for that. Dunkin' Donuts won. That's not helpful. Uh, Subway Dunkin' with night mode. Um, why are there just signs and not the actual? There's a billboard. There's more billboards. Dunkin'. What? No. Seriously, no one's made a Dunkin' Donuts. There's one in a. There's one like in a large building. That's upsetting. What about Honeydew? Nope. What about Tim Hortons? Oh, there's Tim Hortons. Oh, this is just a sign. Where is the restaurant? There it is. Hold on, wait a minute. Do I have one of these installed already? Oh, I do. I do have a Tim Hortons. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, it's all one word. I would presume, but every time he comes to me by, he either has or acquires Dutch Brothers. Oh, okay. Um, I love me some Dunkin'. I mean, listen. Dunkin' and Krispy Kreme are not in competition. Okay, it's Dunkin' Donuts is pretty decent, like, but on like the fast food end. I mean, okay, all right. Let me walk that back a little bit. Krispy Kreme is the best non gourmet donut shop. Like that's where Krispy Kreme is. Krispy Kreme is really good. Like really good. Um the Dunkin' Donuts is not aspiring to make that level of pastry. Uh yeah, Dunkin' versus Starbucks. You know why? Cuz people go to both of those places for like the drinks, right? Um not for, you know, like when I go to a Dunkin' Donuts, I'm not expecting like particularly good food. It's going to be okay. Like it will be acceptable. Um, all right, it's raised up because of those gutters. Um, and that's just the way it is. Okay, so there is a drive-through window here, so I'm going to put a spot for the drive-through here. McDonald's starting to sell Krispy Kreme stuff. See, I purchased.
Apparently it's going to be a really nice day tomorrow.
Is it?
It's supposed to be 68 degrees tomorrow.
Wow, that's really nice. The community playdate should be go outside. uh,
And now 3 hours of being outside in the nice weather. Like the Nickelodeon latest play.
um, no, I wasn't really a Nickelodeon kid. Oh, then I had already aged out. um, McDonald's. So yeah, I purchased from McDonald's. I can't say I purchased food from McDonald's because I didn't. I just bought a McFlurry at South Station because I was craving ice cream. Um, I was craving ice cream while waiting for my delayed South Coast rail train back to Fall River. You know, you can show the people your new backpack. Oh, the furry backpack. Um, community playdates should be gambling at Foxwoods. Yeah, it's called Poker Night. Or I mean, you put in GTA 5, you can just I mean, catch me at the casino. Like that's the only thing I do in GTA. I'm not even sure if I have it installed. I probably do because I don't uninstall anything. But it's probably kind of broken from when everything was broken. I don't either. You want to put it in the frame?
Love this backpack.
I don't bet on the horses. I just do blackjack.
And it's also got the mask. And it's also very fuzzy, which I didn't expect.
It's a furry backpack.
It is.
It's gonna get so gross. That's
feel
what
it
I'm
though.
worried
It's
about.
nice though.
I'm sure it's nice until it's like been outside for more than 10 minutes. Uh,
Like it's like
eh, not impressed.
give it
Uh,
one more time for the backpack.
give it up for the backpack. Backpack. Um, you make counterfeit. I'd say I never made it far enough in GTA anything to like do anything other than go to the casino. I think like I have a car and maybe a garage. Um, okay.
That'd be fun. GTA Online.
Do you have GTA on your computer?
I don't, but I can purchase it
That doesn't seem like. I mean, I guess you could.
because if I if we're playing at the same time, we can't game share.
Yeah, no, I'm. You know, I mean, it's a noble cause to like spend time together. I just don't think it's a sound purchase at this point. Uh, that's true. Just put it on your wish list and wait, because Steam will email you and be like, "Hey, games on wish list. A game on your wish list is on sale." This is a game that's been on my wish list for a long time, and it finally went. Not finally. It constantly goes on sale, but I have no one who would play it. It's called. It's escaping me. It is called like Orbital or something like that. Uh, it's a game where no, not Wreckfest. I have Wreckfest. I like Wreckfest a lot. Um, it's called. I'm gonna have to go to my. I'm gonna have to go to my thing and find it now, on my wish list. Interplanetary. It's called Interplanetary, and right now it's 85% off. It's $2.50. It's a $10 game full price. It is a game where you start on like you and all the people in the game um, own planets in a solar system, and the goal is to build railguns to shoot at the other players' planets. Um, like, well, that's lame.
For $30.
Nah. Yeah, for how much it gets played around here, which is never. I'm not sure it's worth it. Uh, I'd rather you buy Railroader. Uh, or like something else that we play. Do DEF CON. DEF CON is one that crosses my mind every once in a while. Um, I would actually like to do DEF CON. I've never played it. Yeah, Interplanetary Enhanced Edition is that's it. I got on a real DEF CON kick. It's a really cool game, like cool concept and everything. Um, like the subject matter, not really that cool, but um, Railroader, I hardly know her. Thanks. Um, all the rage at LAN parties in 2007. Man, when did Halo come out? Well, 2007 would have been. Hold on. 2007 would have been like what, Halo 3 or Halo 2? Oh yeah, no, that came out in 2007. I was like, I know 2007 means something with regard to Halo. Shoot, you know what the hell I want to play? I want to play more. I want to play more Cursed Halo. I need somebody to play through Cursed Halo with me. I was gonna try to rope Weibold into it, not necessarily to record or anything, just because. Yes, Hearts of Iron, but we need people that actually have half decent internet connections. That's the problem. Y'all need to get better internet. Although Pat, I don't remember. Did you have problems with that? I remembered your internet being on the weaker side, but not like show-stoppingly bad. We've definitely had people that were just straight up incapable of playing multiplayer, which is unfortunate. Because the more the merrier in Hearts of Iron, I swear. I have gig fiber, but I don't play Hearts of Iron, unfortunately. Well, you know, can change that. Play Hearts of Iron while East is facing a hurricane. No, we should actually play Diplomacy while East is facing a hurricane. Um, Podunk rural America and have fiber. Y'all need to get on my level. I have fiber too, and my internet will crap the bed because the router has fallen off of its shelf a couple times. Uh, but it's generally pretty consistent, pretty consistently okay. Um, Brazilian Empire will rise. Uh, I would love to do a diplomacy night. One of the things is, so we have that community server that never gets used. Um, the One of the things I wanted to do was sort of kit that out for diplomacy by adding like 7 voice channels to it. Okay, somebody just bought me something. Mew, did you just buy me Interplanetary? Oh, thank you. I'm not sure it's good with 2. We're gonna need a bunch of people though. Like, we should rig the Playdate vote. Now what is it? What is the game? Oh, you know what we need to do? We need to do War Selection. Um, War Selection, free RTS. That's a game that came back to me the other day. I haven't played it in forever, but like real-time strategy is cool and it's great for playdates because you just sort of hit play and go. Um, so the rundown on Interplanetary is you control a planet and you have to you control a planet in a solar system and all the other players have their own planets and the goal is to like build up the infrastructure on your planet, which is relatively simple seeming. It's not like Factorio. And then build like interplanetary railguns and launch shells at the other players' planets, but the physics are like accurate, so you have to aim them right. It seems like a neat game. I saw people playing it. I went, huh, that seems neat. So I threw it on my wish list, and it's been there for years until Mew just bought it for me. So thank you. I guess that's paying me back for buying you the rail route DLC, but that was a birthday gift, so you didn't need to pay me back for that. Speaking of which, Railroute, the Railroute DLC, y'all need to get Railroute. That's a good game. That's fun. Because there's co-op multiplayer now. This co-op multiplayer and like it's a lot of fun. I like it. Mew and I were messing around in it, and it was kind of early birthday gift. Yeah, it's getting there. An impromptu Merger Mania. There are some little tweaks I have to do to Merger Mania, and then I'd be game. So yeah, I'm currently like Merger Mania is one of those things that's in the back of my mind. Like, oh shoot, yeah, you need to get back to this, you need to fix this, you need to do this. And like I'm aware I do need to do those things, but there are so many other things in the line in front of it that I cannot even think about it right now. Every once in a while, somebody will send me like, "Oh, hey, you should do this," and I'll go, "Ah, yeah, that's like a good idea." I'm not there right now. Like, I'm not mentally there. I want to use this to cover that corner. It's just making it worse. Nope. I need a big one. Big one. This actually looks like it's the right size. Yeah, Merger Mania it's on my list of things to work on. It's below all the trading cards is the problem. And right now the trading cards are still kind of behind like life stuff and Providence Northern stuff. Like there is a certain chunk of time that I can carve out for that, and I will because I have to. And I don't understand what the timeline that Leighton was expecting, because we were like, oh, maybe he said something like, oh, maybe you can just hand them to Brett next time you see him, and he'll bring them back and whatever. And I was like, the next time I see him is going to be October. I hope we are well and truly done with this, and like the next batch and maybe the batch after that by the time October rolls around. Um, when are we buying Femboy Hooters? Uh, yeah, I mean, they're, now's the time, right? Let me just check on this. Okay. This is looking good. I'm liking the way this is looking. We're gonna need to do more of these. These aren't row houses, but rows of houses. Um, and one of the things I'm itching to do is drive a train down the street here. So, wait a bit longer for a bench card if I'm more Merger Mania. Stop. Stop it. Get some help. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna exit Surveyor, and I'm gonna save. And maybe I'll make a duplicate of the map, and then we'll drive a train down the street. Maybe. Anytime it wants to save. I love light rail. I mean, it's not street running. It's something. Let me accept that gift. Thank you, Mew. But yeah, I wanna play more rail route. Neighborhood next to Pawtucket MBTA station. Yeah, I was sort of aiming for Central Falls. So yeah, right on the money. I want to make a copy of this. So actually, let's go back into edit session. And we'll resave it as 0.34. Yeah, I wanted to go onto the, sorry, just coming back to this for a second. I wanted to create 7 voice channels on the community server, one for each of the countries in diplomacy. See, I ate a little bit of something. I'm not sure I ate enough. I'm still kind of fried. At least my head doesn't hurt anymore. Okay, save this as 0.34. Up to the next version. The thing is so large, I cannot put it in the Discord anymore. The Pawtucket Station I like a lot. It needs a head house. They're working on it, and I'm looking forward to them finishing it. But I had to do counts at that station after it opened. Sort of like, I think it was during the late fall. I can't remember. When did the station open? When did Pawtucket Central Falls train station? Was that the spring? Or was that the new station? Construction opening. Station opened in January. Okay, yeah, no, it was January. It was January. I wasn't going to say it was the middle of winter without knowing it was the middle of winter. Christ on a bike. I had to do passenger counts at that station, like, shortly after it opened, so in, like, February. And, oh, it was cold. Oh, it was cold. I did not enjoy. There was nowhere to go to get out of the cold. Okay, so let's see, we've got 10 minutes. Let's throw down what happens if we have more than 7 locos in the railroader save though? No, that wouldn't be for railroad, it'd be for diplomacy. We can run everything on one like Fran has proven that we are capable of running things on break the round in half. Yeah. Fran has proven that we can run the railroader, an all contracts railroader game on one voice channel. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but honestly, I think it gets easier as you get larger because you can spread people out. Um, the problem with the Iron Horseman save right now is that we usually, we have more people than we know what to do with exactly. We don't have a place for them all. Um, oh right, I need to. My pick list is gone. Um, Iron Horseman lore question hit me. Uh, let's see. I want dot dot, and then I want. Let's see. What does this carry? Oh, oh! What the hell is this? Holy crap! What is that? What is that? Um. Oh God! It doesn't show the. Oh no! Oh no! They made it worse again. Oh God! Oh God! Um. Hold on. Where? Supports bulk load and container. Load 3, load 4. Oh, this is so bad. This is so bad. I mean, it was not great before, but it's going to be a real pain to figure out what goes to where. Oh, at least this has this. At least that has that. I mean, this one, these guys. Can I get this? No. Um no. Oh no. Oh, that's so bad. I'm so glad we figured this out already. Um do they end up selling to Conrail, and if not, what has happened to the road? Okay, this is a question with a long answer. MK, you're technically correct. It is not the United States, but it is effectively the United States. It's a fictional country with a similar history called the Continental Republic. Uh, and there's some history chicanery there, but the idea is that um, by the time of the, I really do need a pick list. I really do need a pick list. This is this is very frustrating. I want to take these with me. Um, I'm trying to come up with what it would look like, what this would look like. Supports container. Lumber stack, baggage, express product, cannot pallet. Okay, we can throw in a couple of these, I guess. Um, uh, so Conrail does happen. Um, Conrail happens because Penn Central happens. Because it goes down the same path. Um, in the Iron Horseman chronology, in the Iron Horseman chronology, um, where does the zombie train fit? Sadly, it does not. Um, Conrail happens. The federal government also taps Conrail to take over another failing railroad, although this one is not a merger, the Milwaukee Road. Um, and as a result, Conrail has almost a transcon. Very close, but not quite. Um, because of the existence of the Iron Horseman Railroad as that bridge line between the end of the Milwaukee and the Pacific Coast. Um, the okay, think, use your brain. Come on. Conrail wants to have its transcon. Conrail's eastern end is going to be broken up as it is in real life, and they will be left with just the Milwaukee Road. That's why at the outset of the series, Conrail is breathing down the neck of the Iron Horseman because they want to get that last piece so they can have a coast-to-coast railroad with nothing stopping them from running trains from one end to the other. No transfers or anything like that. Um, that shiny boxcar is still there. I need to get this all the way down to the other end of the railroad. This is going to take me forever. Like, genuinely, it's going to take me a long time. I'm still holding it, right? Oh shoot, that's not the tracks. I am still holding it. Yeah, the Iron Horseman Railroad it's effectively a bridge line between, okay, you know what? We're not doing this. That's still not the railroad tracks. Where did I leave it? It's over there. It's a bridge line between, part of the GN, Canadian Pacific, and Milwaukee Road to the Pacific Coast. The GN does have their own way around. The other two do. I mean, Canadian Pacific can come over the top and down, but there's a large bay there. That isn't there in real life. Don't worry about that. Conrail wants the Iron Horseman Railroad. They don't get to buy it in time for their eastern portions to get broken apart into CSX and NS, as they do in our timeline. I'm just going to grab this. I'm going to call it Short Freight Consist 1. And I'm just going to take it right with me because it would have taken a while to get over there. It's going to be 10 o'clock, but I'm still going to run this down the street. So, the original plan for the Iron Horseman Chronicles was to have 10 seasons, which covered basically the end of steam on the Iron Horseman. From 1953, which is Cole's arrival, to 1962, which is the last steam train. Okay, and I'm going to save this as again because I just put this down. Although this should be on the seed layer. Save that. Okay, save as 0.35. Save that. And now whatever happens, it doesn't matter. Conrail, so 1962, the last steam on the railroad. Then we were going to come back with a movie that was set in 2003. That's what I was writing until recently. I just haven't had the time. Called The Iron Horseman Chronicles: The Motion Picture. That would be about sort of the getting the gang back together story. Cole is there, Lee is there. Some of the other familiar faces are there, and they're tracking down Katie ultimately. Then we would have the second movie, which was going to be called The Wrath of Conrail. The second movie would be set not too long after the events, maybe 5-10 years at most, after the events of the motion picture, and it would be about Conrail trying to buy out the railroad. That's sort of the B plot. The A plot is Johnson has been rebuilt 5550 using parts from the original one that Jerry kept. So 6110's parts were rebuilt into 5550. 5550 breaks the speed record. But his memories are slow to come back, and he's very much a Pensy guy. He ends up meeting with the two representatives of the Conrail steam program, which are 1361, PRR, and 3001, New York Central. Of course, immediately gets along with the PRR engine and hates the New York Central engine. And then there's some political conniving where it turns out the PRR guy is the bad guy, and he's got to side with the Central engine, because they are trying to undermine the Iron Horseman Railroad's credibility so that they can buy it out. There's more to it than that, but that's the short version. Johnson has to sort of learn to get over his prejudices, and his memories come back, and he sides with the 3001 and prevents the takedown of whatever. Um, Tolbrin is in the northeastern U.S. in the same sense that Justin Rosniak's Franklin is in Philly. Or are these separate things as well? So, to make the important point, the Zombie Train and the Iron Horseman and the Tolbrin, those are three different divorced universes. There's basically no connective tissue there. I'm not. This is not part of that. There's a little bit of connective tissue between the Zombie Train and the Iron Horseman Chronicles, but not really anything serious. Um, Tolbrand is like vaguely northeastern U.S. vibes, maybe more like Delaware for some of these areas, so like mid-Atlantic coast. Um, but we're going to be covering a lot of areas that feel like East Coast or feel like elsewhere. Eventually, yeah, you spelled it right. Um, okay, so let's do something that I never do, which is drive session. Oh, right, it's dark. Where am I? Oh, I'm over here. Um, oh man, I can't see very much. I mean, it's gonna be getting daylight. Okay. When I unpause, things got. Whoa, that's loud. Holy Moses. Is that loud for you? Is that as loud for you as it is for me? Oh, it looks loud. Let's turn that down. Is that better? I'm not going to take the boatmobile. I think I'm actually going to take... Oh, what the hell is this? What? Wait, what has AI right now? I saw Rico? It's got to be one of the... Uh-oh. What are you... Automatic scheduler? Oh, no. Wait a second. What are you doing? Tolbrin has come alive. Uh... Also, there's an icon over there. And also, it's not loading anything. Um... Holy loud. I have no idea what's going on here. Whatever, I'm just gonna let it do its thing. What are you doing? Oh, you guys are like doing it. You guys are doing your thing. Oh shoot, I'm not sure they should be doing that right now. Anyway, all right, let's get back to what we were doing. Let me out. 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 Thank you. All right, the trolleys can figure their stuff out. I really don't know what's gonna happen with them. Um, I assume they're just gonna use up their very small amounts of orders and then go kaput. I really don't know what to do with the trolleys long term. I'm gonna have to figure that one out. All right, so I want. Uh, oh right, end of steam on the IHR. Who was the last steamer? Probably Mark. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Mark. But we take the D10. Select a train has no driver. Can I steal? Oh, you're going somewhere. Let's get off train. Move to destination. You. Alright, I'm not driving this manually. Or, well, here's what I want to do. 4. I need to get used to this. Oh, applying, releasing handbrake. Oh, we don't have like a rear light. Um, yeah, like if Mark is your favorite character on the Iron Horse and Chronicles, like I'm sorry, that's kind of a wrong opinion. Guy's a dick. Do I need to turn around? I don't think so. Do I need coal or water? Probably not. No. Okay. And all these junction levers are still like OG junction levers. Oh, what the? Oh god, we're gonna hear that a lot, I bet. Where'd my locomotive go? It's over there, on the turntable, where it belongs. Um, it's been a while since I've driven anything in this game. Uh, and this is where I really wish for waypoint mode. I'm gonna have to throw that. No, throw. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. Throw that. And I need to remember how I set up my own yard. So throw that, and then just go down the middle, I guess. Actually, we need to set up getting to. What the? I need to stop jumping to things. Oh god, I'm flying apparently. All right, let's dial it back to 25 or whatever. It's dark. Palmer is a good character. Oh, look at the beautiful skyline. You can see the factories, the radio tower, the giant blue pushpin, the baseball stadium. Yeah, the meat plant is kind of it's going nuts back there. You sure this isn't too loud? This is super loud for me. Those guys are going to be waiting for track clearance for a while. Yeah, the night mode LOD on that is not great. But you know what? It is what it is. I didn't load any of these cars. I just sort of wanted to go for a drive down the street. I also kind of wanted it to be day. So, hold on. Can we? No. I'm gonna see if we could pull up like environment settings. Oh shoot. I'm gonna run over the switch thrown the wrong way. Doesn't really matter, but it is what it is. Yeah, no, Blam is the best ship. That's objectively correct. Okay, so forward. What track is our train on? This one? Yeah, that one. So I don't want to hype things up too much, but we do have the 10th anniversary coming up. There are a few things I want to do for the 10th anniversary of the Iron Horse Chronicles. One of them is release all the scripts. I need to get my ducks in a row with that. Something I'd like to do is release the Lost episode, which was going to be the episode after To Rule the World, and what was the other thing that I wanted to do? I mean, there were other projects in the works, but I wanted to finish the first part of the book. So the book, the scripts, and the other thing. Book, the scripts, and the Lost episode. See, instinctively, I want to jump in and try to fix the thing. Okay, so we have to go out onto the main line to get over to this section that I'm interested in driving through, which is not great. I'm sorry that it's so dark and hazy. I mean, the sun is going to crest at some point. I forget this starts at 5 a.m. I knew it was dark. I thought it was going to be 6. Um, launch window. Actually, you know what I can probably do? Hang on. Is I can jump back to Surveyor Classic. And then I can do edit environment. Then I can set it to morning. And then I can go back to drive session. Why are you not moving? Oh, there we go. Just took a second. Yeah, I am so used to having the railroader controls. Going back into this is, it feels very foreign. It's been a long time. Although that is a nice feature where it shows you where stuff is borked. Can I fit this whole thing in here before this switch? That might be nice. Oh, and we are going way faster than yard limit. Yeah, don't forget, do your taxes, Mew. Oh, we probably should have used that, because that's what that's there for. I always love a good sort of track that goes into the woods. We're going to switch. We don't need a caboose. Teleport to the woods. Stop. And then back it up. Can wait another year, yeah. No, yeah. Yeah, don't worry. And then we'll throw that. And then we'll throw that. This is the first train I've driven on Tolbrand in quite some time. Like, the first actual train. Like, other than throwing down some K&L stuff. And look at this. I mean, ignoring the blue pushpin, this is honestly a really great view. It'd be better if this yard was full of cards, but... Or cars. Did I say cards? Maybe I should take care of that, intersection with the big blue pushpin. Because it looks kind of goofy. Should probably take care of that. The pushpin is there to remind me to fix that intersection. So far, it's just been a joke. I don't know if... I don't remember how long this switch is. It probably is long enough, but... Oh, shoot. We can still see the grid on that side. Bonk. Surely fix that. I mean, making it a roadside attraction is something that I've thought about doing, but right now it's... Alright, we're gonna have to end this episode because my uninterruptible power supply just went off. That's frustrating. That doesn't happen during an episode, and as long as I can remember. So anyway, I'm gonna mute myself, and we're gonna drive down the street. I left the switch thrown the wrong way, so we can't actually go down the street. Oh well. We got 17 extra minutes out of this after we started an hour and 45 minutes late. So, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next week.